Robert Downey's ego here, with a little disclaimer before the video gets started. This is not actually a Rogue One video. As cool as that movie is, and even though we're kind of in it together with Disney and all, everybody knows that the Avengers and Marvel are so much better than Star Wars, Iron Man, duh. What's up, guys? That was my attempt at Robert Downey Jr. I know I've been on a hiatus. A lot has been going on. A lot has happened. We're approaching the end of Lent here, which I'm very excited about because I've given up drinking for Lent, which has been very fucking hard. But I've been very productive lately. I've got a lot done. I feel good. I've lost some weight, and it's been a pretty good season. Unfortunately, I had to dump my lady friend. She was in a couple videos of mine previously. Had to change my garage code, locks, security codes, PIN numbers, stuff like that. No big deal. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff here that I've accumulated over the months that I would like to talk to you about. And I have some books here. I don't think I've ever talked about literature on this channel, which I should be ashamed about because I read a lot. I love to read, and reading is good. And appropriately so, I'm going to start this out with the books. And in light of the new It trailer, I started reading It. And this cover is so cool. At the bookstore, this just stuck out, man, because the cover was just so freaky and awesome. But I've always wanted to read Stephen King. I've always wanted to read It, and I figured now was the time because the movie's right around the corner. And obviously, I mean, it's a novel, so it has a tendency to get a little wordy and descriptive. But goddamn, Stephen King gets super wordy and overly descriptive in areas that he really doesn't need to be. But you know what? That's what novels do, and he's one of the best novelists of all time. So I'm not really complaining. It's really chilling, man. Like the hair on your arms, and on your back, stands up when you're reading it. Mine did. But I did have to take a break from It because there was a guy who's a brilliant writer who, through interviewing personal friends of this gentleman, reading articles, watching old interviews, and he accumulated all the most amazing information about my favorite actor of all time. And with that information, he produced The Big Bad Book of Bill Murray, which just came out. It's extremely expensive at my bookstore, but on eBay it was only like $6, man. So I took a break from It. I'm almost done with this. This is probably the quickest I've ever read a book. Like, I think the first day I got it, I read like 75 pages. So much hilariously awesome, intense, enthralling, unbelievable information about this man. If you're a Bill Murray fan, this is something that you've got to have in your collection of Bill Murray memorabilia because this book's incredible. It has short stories about stuff that he's done. It has quotes. It has all of his movies. It has like a rating system in here, like a Murray rating, a movie rating. It's so much fun to read. And so yeah, I'm almost done with that. Then I'm going to get back to It. Then after I finish It, I'm going to get into A Life in Parts, the book that Bryan Cranston just came out with. And I think this is the first video where I've talked about 3 of my favorite actors of all time in one video. And that's Bryan Cranston, Bill Murray, and Peter Sellers. Guys, Peter Sellers was one of the best of the bests. He could do anything. I got this lot of 3 of his classic movies on eBay for less than $25. And, you know, like I said, best of the best, man. You got Dr. Strangelove right here, the digibook. You have Being There right here, which is extraordinary. I saw that up at film school for the first time. We watched it in screenwriting class, actually. And the Pink Panther. Everybody knows and loves the Pink Panther. And Being There was always such an expensive Blu-ray and hard to find Blu-ray, at least for me. And then I got this deal, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. This guy must really not know what he has. And then, of course, I see on the internet that the Criterion for Being There is coming out, which is okay. I'm not that big into Criterion. They're a little pricey for me. And I love Scream Factory, Shout Factory, way better. Don't tell anyone. But also, I don't live anywhere near fucking Barnes and Noble, so they're kind of hard to come by unless you go online, which is, you know, you don't really get the thrill of the hunt out of that. Next up I got is Jeremiah Johnson, starring Robert Redford, directed by Sidney Pollack. Great fucking movie here, guys. This is just like Robert Redford in his prime. Like, him and Newman, they were just two of the greats. Two of the best of the best. The Sting, Butch and Sundance, love those movies. But Jeremiah Johnson is such a cool, badass movie. Especially if you're a fan of The Revenant, you will like this. Also, it's a lot shorter. People will definitely appreciate that. Next up is a movie that everybody probably owns, but I saw this at FYE for like $7.50, and it's like the metal pack of Forrest Gump. It's pretty neat, and it's like magnetic and shit, and it folds out. Here, look at my box of chocolates. Ooh. Yeah, it says, you know, some people don't believe in miracles. They happen every day, but I do. And miracle did happen when I found this for $7.50 at FYE, and then looked it up on eBay. Pretty big difference there. And so, like I said, I love Scream Factory, Shout Factory, whatever. Building up that collection here with my favorite summer camp slasher movie ever. That's right. It's not Jason. It's Cropsy. The Burning. Yeah. Dude, this movie is awesome. Young Fisher Stevens, young Jason Alexander, young Holly Hunter thrown in the mix back there. But it had the dynamic and the vibe between the kids that is a little Richard Linklater-y, Dazed and Confused-y, and then you throw in that Friday the 13th element with Cropsy. And, you know, the kids are the ones that carry the movie. Their performances carry the movie. Once you're invested in them, which I was, and you see the character of Cropsy, and you kind of, that whole story there, like, this movie just really sucked me in, and I ended up loving it so much. And definitely my favorite summer camp slasher flick. Glad to have come across this on eBay for $23. So that was pretty good. Next up here is one of my favorite movies from the year. Can't believe nobody's talking about this shit. Nobody talked about it. Not one fucking person. Elvis and Nixon, man. Michael Shannon plays Elvis. Kevin Spacey plays Nixon. This movie is so well paced, so well performed. Johnny Knoxville's in there too. Pretty boy Alex Pettyfer. I haven't seen him in a movie since I Am Number 4, and that was a piece of shit. The only reason I saw that is because they filmed it downtown where I live here. But he was wonderful in this. He really did a great job. Everybody does. But the thing about this movie that truly, really sucked me the fuck in is that this is a true story. Every single bit of this movie is true. Elvis was fucking insane. And Michael Shannon nails it, man. So does Kevin Spacey. Every time these guys are on screen together, it is absolutely hilarious. In my top 10 of 2016, Elvis and Nixon, starring Michael Shannon. Next up, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, with the slipcover. Got it off eBay. Been doing a lot of eBaying lately. I just really wanted to watch this movie again, and I remember as a kid having that DVD on fucking repeat. There it is, actually. I'm staring at it. It's right over there, my DVD. I gotta get rid of it. But this movie, like, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are two of the funniest people on the planet. If not two of them, the two funniest people on the planet. I truly believe that. This movie, oh my god, I still laugh my ass off at this. It's so great. Next up, of course, DC Animated Films is just killing it. Straight up killing it. Excuse me, Justice League Dark with the cool-ass slipcover. I love this movie. I thought it was cool that they brought Etrigan into it. I loved, you know, the whole team dynamic. Batman, he's really in there for a few laughs. And obviously to help sell the movie. What is it? Darkman? Deadman. Love Deadman. He was really great in this. It was cool to finally see an iteration of him on screen with a voice moving around doing things. And Swamp Thing. I'm a huge Swamp Thing fan, and what they did with him, they kind of underutilized him, didn't do a whole lot, was kind of disappointing. especially with something that they did at the end with him, which, if they ever make a sequel to this, maybe they'll make him better. I don't know. I don't want to give spoilers away. Another great from the year of 2016, Doctor Strange. Don't need to say much about this other than, you know, if you watch this movie under the influence of anything, you're going to have a good time. Another one of my favorite movies of the year, man. Nocturnal Animals, Michael Shannon as Bobby Ondes. My favorite performance of the year. Also, Aaron Taylor-Johnson in here, knocking it out of the park. Negan style. So, that movie was just all around, aside from the beginning, the opening. Fast forward. But, every performance in that movie, those actors went outside of their comfort zones, have all accomplished things that I don't think that they've accomplished in their careers thus far. And that movie was just all about my favorite thing when it comes to watching movies, and that is the acting. I love actors. I love great performances. And I love seeing these people step out of their comfort zones, and that movie was 100% that. So that was really great. And this movie here, nobody talks about this one either, which I don't think a lot of people liked it, but I really dug it because I love Miles and I love Jonah, and these two together are dynamite, and that is War Dogs, man. This movie is like a friend movie. Like, this is totally a movie that my friends and I dig, that when they come over and they're hanging out, we're drinking beers, we're talking, we're playing cards, we're bullshitting, doing whatever. This is one of the handful of movies that we will probably choose to put on, you know, while we're doing such things. And Bradley Cooper was awesome in this. I thought this was just a very interesting movie what these kids managed to accomplish and get away with. So yeah, this is definitely one that I'll be rewatching. So I'm about it. Next up, one of my favorite directors of all time. He's becoming one of my favorite directors of all time in the past few years because I just constantly am watching his movies over and over and over. And like recently, I'm like, damn, like I watch a lot of John Carpenter movies like on repeat. Got this during the flash sale on Scream Factory for his birthday. Assault on Precinct 13. Love the score to this movie, the soundtrack, which he does himself. But this was such a cool, badass movie, and I don't know why they remade it, and I don't know why they remade it the way that they did. They could have just did a straightforward, badass, awesome fucking remake, but like just the shot compositions in this movie, the music to this movie, and the way it's executed and paced. It's so simple, and it just go. Oh man, Assault on Precinct 13. This video is getting kind of long, so I kind of want to speed it up. But here is another eBay selection. I got With the Slipcover for $10, free shipping on eBay, and that is Private Dicks, my favorite movie of the year, The Nice Guys. Months ago, people were accumulating their favorite top 10 favorite lists of 2016. This is literally on everybody's list, so there's not much I can say about this movie other than, I mean, that's already been said. So yeah, this was my favorite fucking movie of the year. When I watched it, I had to rewind it a couple of times just to watch this asshole in particular, Ryan Gosling, Hall & March, over and over. I mean, this movie was original. Probably the fact that this didn't get a screenplay nomination, oh my god, that's a travesty. Next up is a Criterion, and that is Troll 2. Oh wait, this isn't a Criterion, my bad. See what I did there? This is probably the second worst movie of all time, next to Tommy Wiseau's The Room, and I fucking love this movie. I love it when I'm sober. I love it when I'm drunk. This movie makes me happy. Do you know how you properly kill the antagonist of a movie? With a double-decker bologna sandwich. Guys, Troll 2 is awful. It is so awful, you can't help but love it. And if you've never seen it, just buy it. Don't even watch it, buy it. Trust me, it's worth it. This is one that you want to sit down with a bunch of people and put it on and just to watch people's reactions because they just can't believe that this is actually a movie that exists. Oh my god, it's amazing. They actually made a documentary called Best Worst Movie about this movie. And I love it. I love it. And the next one is actually a Criterion, helping me complete my Bill Murray Blu-ray collection, and that is Rushmore. And Rushmore is not just one of my favorite Bill Murray movies, it's one of my favorite movies. This movie's incredible. Got it for Christmas. was super excited that I got it for Christmas because I watched it, I think, the weekend of Christmas 3 times. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for sticking around for my video. I know it was long. I don't do a lot of editing. Maybe I will one day. Have a good one.